So how are you doing with your resolution? It's the beginning of the new year, and I'm hoping that you set some resolutions that you're going to be successful. In my last video, I gave some advice to create resolutions that would just last a month, and then you could always extend them. But this is the time of the month in January that people start to lose motivation, and that's perfectly normal. So if you stick around, I'm going to give you 3 tips to maintain your resolution and to hopefully have you being successful on reaching your goals. Let's dive in. Hi, I'm Ted. On this channel, I give you tips, strategies, and review products to help you get your life into gear. If you're new and you want to learn ways to be more productive and live life to the fullest, then I encourage you to hit subscribe and click the little bell icon, and you'll be notified as soon as I create more videos. Now, it's important to not be ashamed if you're not meeting your resolution or if you're not at the point you'd like to be. But it's also important to not give up. So, as promised, I'm going to give you 3 tips on to hopefully maintain your resolution and make you more successful on keeping it. Tip number 1, study your success. What did you do well in your resolution? Take a look back and find out some things that went really well. Did you lose weight? Did you run as much as you wanted to? Have you cut back on the foods that you wanted to cut back on? Every little success should be celebrated because that's going to build up your motivation and that's going to encourage you to persist. Tip number 2, review your why. Look back and reflect on why you created the resolution in the first place. If that's changed, if your why isn't as intense or as strong as it once was, then there's probably something that needs to be changed. But if your why is the exact same, create a post-it. Put it everywhere in your house. Put it on your phone as a reminder to remind you why you wanted to reach that goal. And finally, tip number 3. Perhaps it's time to modify the resolution. Look at what is not working, and that will help you come up with strategies on modifying. Are the time constraints too much? If you're not running as much because you're just not a morning person and that's when you planned on running, well then is there another time of day that you can run? Or set your alarm earlier. But it's okay to modify. If you weren't successful with keeping a resolution, if you're not feeling motivated, then go ahead and modify, change it. If cutting carbs each meal is a challenge, well then cut carbs on the meal that is your largest, for example. Remember, if you modify, you can always modify and modify, but the important thing is stick with it. Keep going. In my earlier video, I gave the example how one of my resolutions was going to be to journal every day for the month of January. And so far I'm doing okay, but sometimes I don't want to do it. So what I do is I just page through some of my entries of previous days to let me know that I'm doing okay. In fact, I'm at the point where I'm thinking I want to write more, so I may have to revisit getting a new journal, getting one that has bigger sections. Because again, when I started this resolution, I found a journal or a planner that had small sections so that I didn't feel obligated to fill the space. But now I'm feeling like I want to write more. So again, it goes back to reviewing, reflecting, modifying. In the comments below, go ahead and write down some challenges you've been having with your resolution. Is it time constraints? Is it that you're not getting support from people around you? Is it not having the right place to do the resolution? But go ahead and post some comments down below on what's challenging for you. And also post comments below on what tips you may have to persist, to stay motivated when you really don't want to continue with the resolution. Because by doing so, perhaps you'll be helping others keep up there with their resolutions. If you haven't already, I would very much appreciate you clicking the subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when I create my next video. And that would mean a whole lot to me. But until then, be blessed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.